Let's speak to Bernard for a second here. Just about everyone is talking about remote work, and I know that from a computing perspective, you have a whole bunch of service providers who are getting in on this discussion as quickly as possible. So everyone wants to talk about remote work and what services can be sold and what can be done in this area. But what are some of the, perhaps maybe some of the deeper, more unspoken points around this subject of remote work?
So I'm actually going to start with a spoken point as opposed to an unspoken point, if that's okay.
Yeah.
And I'd actually like Brian's view on this as well. I'm not mad about the term remote work, quite honestly. So about a month ago, I was on a Sam Harris podcast, a big Sam Harris fan, and they were talking about work from home, and they were talking about remote work and how the syntax is actually quite important because those terms imply certain things. So for example, remote work implies that there's some kind of central work happening somewhere, and that central work is potentially more important than the remote work. And the same with work from home. It's great to call it work from home. If you are working from home, if you're working from anywhere else, obviously, then that term isn't really correct. And I think the terms that resonate with me more are things like distributed work or flexible work. I think they're probably more true to where it is we're moving towards. I don't know your view on that, Brian.
Everything you're saying, I agree with completely. I definitely believe the big challenge for organizations is going to be figuring out how we take those users who are working wherever they happen to be versus users who are working in a more centralized location. How do we ensure that all of them are equals? And of course, we're going to have some that are both, that are want to work in the office a few days and work not in the office a few days. So everything around that I think is very important. And if you most of the business magazines over the past 6 months have been about how do you ensure that remote employees are treated the same as not remote employees. I think one of the first steps is stop calling them remote employees. How about that?